This game right here is one of the best experience that you can ever have with the 3D-ness of the game, the co-op and multiplayer with the 4 players with full of chaos and everybody jumping on each other's heads, grabbing each other and throwing each other off. We're gonna talk about how Super Mario 3D World is one of the greatest games of all time. And this Geese here.
And your friendly neighborhood black person llama.
And we shall get started on this discussion about it. Alright, the characters, guys. As you know, Mario 3D World has 5 characters. We already know this for those of you who have played it a lot, because this game been out for a while. But we have Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, and Rosalina, who is the secret character that you unlock after beating the 2nd level of World Star, by the way. But let's start off with talking about Mario. Mario is the basic one of the characters. He's the most basic one. He has no unique ability or traits. He has the usual run speed and balance all around. Luigi has a great jump height at the cost of having really bad horizontal movement in the air when he's doing his regular jumping, provided that he's not doing the long jump, because that's what the long jump is for horizontal movement, going across big gaps. But Luigi has a higher jump, but he moves slower in the air, funnily enough. But a lot of people don't know that. And then we got Toad. Toad is the fast boy. He thinks he's wannabe Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, considering that he's blue, I think it makes sense that they made him run faster. He's very quick on his feet. He's really good in speed run levels and whatnot. Really good in speed run levels, and he could do his thing with all of that, at the cost of having a very low jump. He has the worst jump in the game, making him the hardest character to use, because due to his speed, he could be hard to control for the first time player that's using him, while also being bad at platforming. So on certain levels, he's basically hard mode. And then you got Princess Peach. Princess Peach she's a really good character. She has a really very good ability, and she's really good across most areas. She's a bit on the slow part at the cost of having a good float. She has low speed, so she struggles a little bit more in the speed run levels, just a little bit. In the mystery house level, especially the final level, when you gotta count down to 10, she gonna struggle in that a little bit. But if you're good enough, it's really easy anyway. Rosalina's gimmick is that she could do a spin attack without items, and she has a double jump if you spin attack in the air. That's her whole unique ability, the whole star spin from Mario Galaxy, and that's her whole thing. But she's also slow too, just like Peach, while at the cost of having like a really good ability such as that. And yeah, those are all of the characters that we're gonna go by.
Alrighty, as you guys know, there are a special amount of items that are always used by Mario and his gang of friends to face the trials against Bowser. Now, in this specific game, there are 8 items in total. You have the mushroom, the giant mushroom, Tanuki, fire, cherry, boomerang, star, and that special cat bell. I'm fucking blanking on that, but we'll keep moving. You already know what it is. It's basically the repeat of the stone from, Mario 3D World. Not 3D World Land. God damn it. Alright, so mushroom's basic. You already know what it does. Gives you an extra hit bar. You're pretty much chilling when you have it. Stops you from dying. Fire, throwing projectiles, burning shit. Those are basic old news. Then you have Tanuki. Allows you to gravitate off the ground for a bit when you're jumping, hover, float, whatever word you would like to use. You also have your tailspin, trusty attack. Then following along, we'll go with the cherry. Multiplies you, allows you to traverse obstacles that, need more than one player. Pretty useful item. Pretty basic in terms of survivability, because, you're not really stopping that clone from dying once you're hitting the fan. Boomerang is an interesting ability. It's exactly what it is, a boomerang. There's not much to it, but it's still cool to see. following along with Star, which is another basic one, you know, invincibility frames. Not much to really talk about there. And yeah, that's basically it, really. You know all the items, congrats. You made it to the end of the trial.
Also, to mention something, Llama clearly forgotten some items here. He forgot the main item of 3D World, the cat bell. The super bell that allows you to turn into a cat, you can scratch enemies, and then you can climb walls. It's a very versatile item. Like both the bells, both that and the lucky cat bell. The lucky cat bell is basically the same thing as the super bell, except that whenever you press your ground pound button, you turn into a statue and it generates coins. The amount of coins based off the height that you ground pound from using that item. So that's how I go. There's also other items too, like the invincibility items, but those items are not as relevant to us as the main items, because those items basically make the game easy mode. Invincible leaf and invincible cat bell basically makes the game like, okay, you completely invulnerable from all damage. You can't take damage with those items active. It's just easy mode. So yeah, that's all the items. But yeah, that's a good bit of items in Mario 3D World. But I wish they added a little bit more items like the ice flower and whatnot. Or maybe we probably might see a little bit more if they make a sequel, you know? More than what we have now. But here we go. We're gonna go over the Overworld next. The Overworld, Mario 3D World is not exactly well known for the Overworld and whatnot. The Overworld music is fine and dandy, but it's at its peak once you encounter the special worlds. Because in the Overworld, you get to see the overview of the levels and what they look like. It's not a complete overview, but you get to see like a 3D model of them spinning around. You can see it, and it looks very cool. It looks cool and all of that. Sometimes items appear right there. You see enemies on a level and two in the Overworld, but it's cool. It's cool, but it's really not much to say about it though. But it's really cool. Nice aspect of the game. And I wish they did better theming in certain worlds too. It should have been themed a little bit better. But that's the main gripe about the Overworld. But hey, it's solid. And in the Overworld, it has some cool things about it too. Like there's also some secret areas that you can enter in the Overworld. And you can enter like this golden train level, the secret level for the golden train that's in like World 5. And you can enter like secret pipes that leads to other worlds, which is fine and all of that. But it's overall, it's nice little bits that you can see.
Alright. After the Overworld, let's talk about level design, people. You know, you gotta love it. As everybody knows, this game has some pretty good level design. Colorful as always for a Mario game, and it's certainly enticing to play. But following along with that, there are some pet peeves of mine, but that's the majority of these Mario games, no cap. The switch system. I don't know what these blocks are, but they're retarded. I understand them, I just don't like them. Moving on from that though, overall design choices, it's pretty solid. I don't really got too many complaints about that. Enemies, well, what can I really say? The enemies are enemies. They're there. They definitely add some bit of flavor to the overall. Following that, let's talk about the music real quick as well. You already know the music slaps, so you don't really need me to go on that. But I will say a few favorites. I like the Histocrat shit. That theme bumps. And the start of Bowser's World, that theme is one of my favorites. I got that shit on loop almost 24/7. I cannot live without it. Bosses are basic. What can I tell you? They're there. 3-hit almost all the time. That is the way of the Mario.
But overall, that many of the levels repeat. But this is one of my gripes on the level right here, is that at least that in these levels, I feel like in 3D World, many of the levels could be really short. It feels very short. Maybe to the average player, maybe if you like stuck on a level and you dying a lot, it'll probably feel a lot longer than it should. But for us, for people who are professionals, they should definitely make them a little bit longer and more harder. But there are also levels that I really like the hands-on hall stage, the whole stage when you're in a dojo and you're like throwing boomerangs That's one of my favorite looking stages. They have great stage design and graphics, and I love how they did the stages in 3D World. They did an amazing job, especially on that rain stage where the characters look shiny when they all rained on, when they're wet and all of that. It looks shiny. It's a nice gleam and nice attention to detail, indicating that it's raining with it going all over your screen and whatnot. But overall, the level design in 3D World is really great, and I feel like if they ever make a sequel, it will be a great improvement on that as it gets better and they give more gimmicks to these stages and make them more fun overall. And as far as the difficulty goes, it's pretty wishy-washy, because some levels could be very much challenging for the average player. But like one example called Red Hot Run, that's like, I guarantee you that's probably like the first level that everybody gets a game over in if you playing 3D World for the first time. That's like the very first speedrun level with the boost panels and whatnot. And then you got other levels like the one level with the spinning blocks that's rotating on top of lava. Oh, that level could be quite difficult to some people, but once you get the hang of it, it's fairly easy level, like those two levels. And then the levels, and then as you enter the special worlds later on into the game, the levels become a little bit more of a challenge. But for people who played the game multiple times and played through it, I feel like the difficulty, at least for us, I feel like the difficulty is like, it's a bit too easy. That's why it ties into why the level should be a little bit longer and all of that. Difficulty should be harder. I feel like these days the Nintendo gotta definitely step on their game on adding like a hard mode or something. Cause I get that their games are generally easy, even for the average player, bro. Hey, we just want more of a challenge. We just want more of a challenge in these levels, but the overall difficulty of the game it's only until you reach, and it's only until after you beat Bowser, really, where it actually gets pretty challenging. It's really only that.
Alright, with any good game, here comes their collectibles. Like other Mario games, these collectibles will allow you to progress in the story. Story. A Mario game with story, hilarious. Okay, you got the star, the stamp, and top of the flagpole. As you know, the stamp is really just a 100% completionist thing. You really don't need it for the progress part. But the star and the top of the flagpole are a definite 100 to 1 to get, if you want to unlock those secret worlds, for sure. Now, there are a few cool stars that I like, specifically the ones that are, they basically take you to a different plane. There's one specifically for Mario and an Easter egg, which if you don't already know by now, come on, go watch the video, bruh. Like, I ain't gonna hold you here. You can go watch our previous videos. You got Link. You got like the NES. That's the NES version of Link from back when. I don't know, but it's a pretty cool Easter egg. They even have his own themes and stuff there. I thought that was pretty fire. And yeah, those are the major ones I want to talk to you about, because let me be honest here. There are other stars, but they really ain't that hard to get, people. You just got to be creative with it. Like, there are some in the walls. If you, for an average player or just starting out player, maybe it might be slightly difficult, but I'm pretty sure once you get the gear on your brain turning, you'll have an easier time getting it. Like, you always have the roll, the fucking spin jump, crouch jump. You can use all of those to get these stars. They're really not that hard.
This is one of the best things about Mario 3D World that I really like insanely, is the multiplayer. It is nobody know, it is the first 3D Mario game that actually have a good multiplayer, and it's 4 players to be exact. The 4-player multiplayer, because most other 3D Mario games either did this. You either play as some weird Luma like in Galaxy and then Galaxy 2, or you played as a top hat in Mario Odyssey, and I personally didn't like that. I wish you played as an actual character. Instead, especially in Odyssey, when they made Luigi your friendly neighborhood balloon boy, and I didn't like that. But for 3D World, 3D World is really great for adding 4-player co-op. It is one of the best things they could do it with all of these characters with these different abilities, especially. It definitely still adds chaos to the game, and co-op in mini games can make the levels harder. And it really does, especially when you play with friends that like to troll and whatnot. But Mario 3D World's multiplayer is one of the most fun things, especially when you're going through all of these levels. And 4-player, 3-player, 2-player, it's really fun. Like having a 3D game with actual a 3D Mario game with actual multiplayer is good. It's very lenient, but I can't wait if something like Mario Odyssey 2 or the next Galaxy gets actual multiplayer when you could play as like 4 different characters, for example. Like, I would love that.
Online multiplayer is fun as hell when it works, but let it be when you have lag connection, bro. I'm looking at a freeze frame for about a good 15. Like, what is that? All right. Now let's talk about a sequel or possible sequel for the future of this game, if there ever is one, which I hope there is one. 4 characters, definitely want my Toadette. I feel like she should already, well, actually, I guess thinking back, Toadette wasn't a major part of these games yet, but still, I would like to see her as a major part going on, especially with all the recent additions she's been in as of late. Along with the game being longer, as already, talked about and reiterated by Marquise. The games are short, and once you get to know the stages like the back of your hand, you're really just cruising for minutes rather than as long as it is. Even with the collectibles, top of the flag, and stamps and shit. It really is what it is. Now, I would also like to see addition of some more items, because I think that would be pretty rad. Like, any item, really. I'm pretty sure they figure it out. It's not like it's this hard. I don't understand why we have such a small roster of items when you think about it. But I guess it is understandable, because, with all that coding and shit.
Also, with the addition to Toadette, I would also like them to add Daisy. Toadette, it's hard to figure out what ability that she would actually have. But with Daisy, it's already been shown that Daisy could have a double jump from Mario Run. It would be great if they brought her back in the game, especially with the recent game, Mario Wonder, that she was added in. Same with Toadette. It would be really cool if both of them 100% got added to the roster of characters from the last 3D World into 3D World 2. If it ever happens, I hope it happens. And with the addition to Daisy, they could just give her a double jump. That would be her main ability, is the double jump. And on top of that, she's gonna be a little bit different from Peach and Rosalina in terms of having different run speed. That she runs faster than those two. She'll have the higher speed instead of having the slow speed like Peach and Rosalina does. Because I always thought of Daisy as like sort of they have to find a way to make her a little bit more distinct for Peach and Rosalina in those aspects in order to just by changing her physics there a bit. And that would be probably her abilities and stuff like that. And to add on to the sequel, into what I hope for, is that, improved levels, that they need to add a hard mode to the game on top of that. If they gotta have a hard mode to more replayability, because the game kind of does need more replayability bonus, because they do have some form of it by beating that. You gotta beat the level with every single character if you want to like full on 100% it, beat it with every single character. But I don't think that's enough to like they'll just replay through they want people to replay through the game once they've beaten it once, a lot of times. That's why I think they should add stuff like stuff that you could equip, like challenges and shit that you can do with it. They could add challenges and stuff that allow us to replay through the game and whatnot, or just generally add a hard mode, like I said before. But overall, it would be amazing. It would be an amazing game. But listen, guys, as a whole, 3D World is such an amazing game, bro. It's peak. It's a 9 out of 10 Mario game, in my opinion. Not sure about Llama. What you gonna rate it?
I give it a 9.5.
Ooh, I was thinking of that too. I said 9, but I wasn't gonna do decimals. But hey, 9.5 it is. It's like one of the best games, and they could definitely do more unique things with the level than they already did in this game. Question for this video to you guys is that, what are your hopes? What do you hope that they add? What character, whether it's characters or what they do with the stages, what you hope that they do with the next Mario 3D World if it ever becomes a real game? Like, tell me your hopes in the comments, tell it to us, talk to us, and thank you for watching the video. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and see y'all later.